Welcome back, guys. Reggie versus Solace coming back with another video. Amazing, right? Been doing some TBC beta testing. Well, BC beta testing as they switched the name from The Burning Crusade to just Burning Crusade Classic. Don't know how I feel about that one. I'm neither here or there, but whatever. Been doing some testing in the BC beta. Gonna take some time getting used to that. But Kara was released yesterday. So, of course, a bunch of streamers went out there, Asmongold, S-Fan, Sarth, a few others went out there testing TBC and testing Karazhan. I also went out there, as I do have the beta, and we were able to get in there. It was a ton of people, a great event, getting people lined up for testing the beta. And I do have some thoughts. So let's get into those thoughts about the first day of initial Kara testing. All right. All right, so guys, you can see we have here Kara with this pug. I went in right with the pug. It was fresh off setting up the account, as you didn't go in with your regular accounts that you're leveling up, that you were able to port over. They had another server called, I think, Badge of Justice. That's what it's called. And basically, they had ready-made 70s already for you once you created your character. And then they had vendors where you could pick up your enchants, your potions, and some gear. And they released the tank gear. It was a few bugs, but they were quick to kind of fix those bugs and get us started. So I got a random pug together, no players that I knew, and we just went in and see how we was going to handle Karazhan. All right, so first boss here was Morose. This is the only boss we've actually defeated because the pug ended up breaking up a little later on. But I wanted to talk about the difficulty in Karazhan. Remember, this was a pug with no Discord, no vent, no anything. It was just, we went in there, a regular pug, fresh off of making the character. I was fresh off of trying to still set up my tanking spec here as I went tanking in the game, and with that, I was able to just go ahead and zug it. I think Kara is, they said, pre-nerf, but it's honestly too easy. It's too easy in difficulty for my liking. It was definitely something that I noticed as we were pulling. Some people did die during this fight, but, and the key word is but what was happening in it is that we were still able to get the boss down. I don't think Kara should be this easy to where a random pug with no Discord can go in day one, our number one by the chance, and be able to get in there. And especially me not knowing the whole tank rotation in TBC or anything like that. It was too easy. Now we did ended up wiping later on in the go to Maiden. As we made it up to Maiden, the tank was doing good pulls, so definitely we had a good tank. Shout out to Gortbag, I think his name was, but or Gorbag. Shout out to him, whoever you are. But with that being said, I feel that it shouldn't be where a pug can just go in there and get a boss like Morose down when there's a lot of CC you have to do, a ton of mobs, AoE tanking, things like that, as you guys could be able to see here on the screen. I think the difficulty should be tuned up. Remember, and this is why I'm saying it, I'm a classic WoW enthusiast. I haven't did TBC in about 15 years. And when I did TBC, I was a warlock and not a warrior like I'm doing it this time. But what I'm trying to say is I feel difficulty should be current to how it is in Classic WoW, because that's the expansion that we're coming over from. Remember, and I say this because this was supposed to be the last raid in Classic WoW. It was not supposed to be Naxxramas. Naxxramas was supposed to be where AQ40 is, being the second to last raid in in Classic WoW. It was supposed to be Karazhan. You get to Atiyesh to port to Karazhan for this being the last raid. To me, this is the most beautifully designed raid, as you're in this type of mansion, studio place, and it's a lot of architecture, a lot of good memories that come from Kara, but the difficulty was too easy. I think the difficulty needed to be turned up a notch, and that way you will have to have Discord, you have to have some competent people. Not saying that we did not, but having no Discord, and they wasn't even talking in chat. There was zero discussions at all for this fight. which is shocking. I mean, there was no raid chat. We basically went in and zugged it. Now, of course, mating, we were all stacked up. We wiped because she does an AoE blast. And then the guild, and then the pug disbanded, as it was, of course, classic raid buff time at the time of this recording. At least that's the reason why I left. But with that being said, there was zero chatter. Like, there was zero chat between myself. I was the off tank. Gorbag was the main tank. There was zero talking. Now, like I said, 3 people did or 4 people did die here. But it needs to be turned up to where this boss should be, formidable. The other bosses are. We know Maiden's going to be formidable. Prince Malakazar is going to be formidable also. But it shouldn't be puggable to this extent is what I'm saying. It just honestly shouldn't be. I mean, this thing is kind of crazy to where there was no Discord or anything like that. I just think the difficulty should be ramped up a little bit. Because remember, Naxxramas was perfect. Everyone, streamers, regular players were all saying, hey, besides the consumable cost in Naxxramas, it was perfect. The difficulty was perfect. And everything about it was perfect. The itemization was perfect. Everything. It was a definite gear ramp up from what you got in AQ40. Everyone was satisfied with Nax besides the high consumable cost, because you had to have all the pots, frost pots, nature pots, some fire resist pots for 4 horsemen front hand tanking. You had to have everything in there. Besides that, and that's more of an economy type thing, because playing it originally, those mats were cheap. Because it wasn't a ballooned economy with speed runners and gold sellers and things like that. It just so happened in Classic WoW that was the case, but that wasn't normally the case in regular vanilla. But I feel that the difficulty should match what Naxxramas was as far as Karazhan. Now, of course, we're going to be doing some Gruul's layer testing later today. I'll keep everyone posted on that one. But these are my initial thoughts on Karazhan. I feel the instance is too easy for having zero Discord chatter, zero chatter, and as far as talking with one another, we didn't have any of that, at least in my run here. So that's just my take. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys tested Karazhan, let me know what your initial thoughts was. If you watched streamers like S-Man and Asmongold or Sarth, shout out to Big Sarth, testing it out, let me know what you thought of their runs, as I know they were able to complete it. I'm just giving you a short run here of what I was able to get up to, and I just feel the difficulty needs to be boosted up. It shouldn't be puggable to where everyone that I was able to see besides myself getting in there and completing the whole thing day one. I think Naxxramas wasn't like that, and I don't think Karazhan should have been like that, especially because it was the last instance supposed to be in Classic Vanilla. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the chat, the comments below. Shout out to the folks on the Reddit. Shout out to the folks on the YouTube. It's twitch.tv, Reggie vs. Solids. We'll be doing some Karazhan, Gruul's layer, maybe Magthurian's layer testing later on this week. And let me know what you guys are thinking of the videos. Until next time, be amazing.